celebrating to publicly praise and to honor. So we publicly praise this holiday and we honor this holiday. We honor all those that have come before us to continue to put building blocks to make this country what it is today. And it's a pretty cool place. I know Cindy and I travel a lot, and we go all over the world. When we land back at Hartsfield, we're happy. We're driving back up 75, we're happy. We love this country. We love Georgia. So I think the more positive and supportive we can be of our country and for what it stands for, it'll support greater expansion in those founding tenets. You know, some of those simple ideals that they had, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, those are two pretty big freedoms. And when you travel a lot around our world, those aren't in a lot of countries. And we are truly blessed in this country to have these simple freedoms that we take for granted a lot. Just like even being here, being able to have this belief about the way that we understand God, you see, and anything. And then the freedom of speech. The freedom of speech is so important. It's been so important because even though we don't agree with everything that everyone thinks or says, we give them the opportunity to express that. And then from that expression there can come a dialogue, maybe for greater understanding and greater coming together. So those are two powerful gifts that were given that stand on this country. They had a dream that this country could be home to every man, every woman, every earthling, if they chose to come here. And the experiment ideal was to understand brotherhood and sisterhood working together as one in harmony. So if we look at America, it was quite a unique creation, wasn't it? And it's a process, and it's been a process, and it still is a process. And so we're always going to be asked to grow and to change. And what a great opportunity, isn't that? We're given the freedom to get outside the box, to maybe think outside the box, and to share our unique perspective. So I think we can just all look around and just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, God, to begin with, and thank you, thank you, thank you for the consciousness of this country. So the topic of the talk today is celebrating choice. Celebrating choice. Celebrating choice. Once again, that's a pretty big freedom, isn't it? You know, like a lot of times when we might have been growing up and we're just little children, the younger children now, they have more choice than we did when we were kids. You know, we had to, say, do what we were told, and, you know, like, why do I have to do this? Because I told you that. Or that's the way we do things here, you see. And so now we have a little bit more dialogue going on. And the love is a powerful energy that tempers that dialogue, so it's really neat to look at it like that. So celebrating our choice, praising our choice, talking about it, and then honoring the choices that we make. And the choice to change is real powerful. And that's how we grow. We grow through change, because change is going to give us a new experience. And so the main constant that we can look at and we don't want to lose sight of is that we are all children of God. We're all children of God. And we all make different choices. We all make different choices. And the thing to remember is the different choices that we make don't make us different people. We're the same. We're the same. But our choices give us different experiences. And aren't we here to have experiences? Don't we grow through experience? So to have the choices to give us a different experience, a new experience. And it can be experience about ourselves, about life itself. it changes our perception. We give ourselves to think outside the box, to go beyond what is to what can be, possibly. If we give ourselves the opportunity to choose greater, to think expanded. The different experiences that we have, we're souls, we're spiritual beings. And we incarnate to have experiences. And just think, when our little kids are our age, this is still going to be sliced bread. You know, wow, we're all these souls that came to earth, we incarnated to have these experiences, to really understand who we are and then begin to live from that level of consciousness that we're spiritual beings. So we chose an experience. We chose an experience to learn, to grow, to expand who we really are. And sometimes we might choose a male body, we might choose a female body. We might choose to be born in a different part of the world. Do you see? And if we don't lose sight of the understanding that we all are the children of God, that we're all one, then we can let that difference go. We can look beyond our differences in race, our differences in nationality, our differences in gender, to begin to understand the choices that we're all making. You all chose your parents. Honor it. Say, yay God.
Yay God. Yay God.
Because once we do that, we can begin to understand why. You see. And understanding can lead us to greater love. Okay? So as we create these experiences to have the choices that we're making, and honor them and talk about them, the thing to do is to not get lost in the journey. Has anybody ever got lost in the journey? I have. We lose ourselves in the journey. You know, we're on Pinocchio, walking through life, and get distracted, and we're heading this way, and next thing you know, we're going another way. Okay? So when we begin to celebrate the choice that we make, the choices that others make, well, that frees us. It frees us to be who we really are, who we came to be. And it frees the other to be who they are, who they came to be. See, we freed ourselves from the box, and we freed others from the box. It's a wonderful gift that we can bestow upon ourselves and upon others. And all it is being aware of it and honor it. I honor the choice that you made to be here. I honor the choice that you made to be here this morning, to be at our church interquest. I honor that. I see beyond your physical beings, your vehicles, to your souls. And I can see that radiant light that's growing and expanding as we all sit together and just share our love. To begin to just speak from our heart in life. I honor you for being here. On Tuesday night, when we do our prayer circle, we join hands, and we grow that love in our heart, and we send it down our right arm, and we send it around the circle, and we see it up to the left, and we just create this circle of love, God's love. And when we send that love, a lot of times in my heart and my mind, I'm sending that love, and I go, I honor you for being here. I honor you for choosing to be here tonight. I honor you for you choosing to honor yourself. You see? It's a wonderful gift that we can share with one another. You know? I honor the path that you're walking. I'm glad I didn't choose it this lifetime. But we can honor the choices of others. And you know what that does? It supports them. It supports them for being who they are. When we follow our guidance, it allows us to really enjoy our experience more. And what it does is it allows us to be 100%. It allows us to be in the moment, to be here now. Because we're not looking back, and we're not being distracted. We're really holding the focus. Because once we honor who we are and what we're doing, boy, that's the key to life right there. And then the next step, just do it. Just do it. It's a powerful, powerful opportunity that we don't have. And you know, when we give ourselves an opportunity to just be who we are, then the experiences that we have, when we're going through those, we can ask ourselves that question. what am I supposed to see here? What am I supposed to be here? What can I understand from this experience? See, to not be swept along by life, but to participate in life, to consciously participate in life. And go, wow, I'm glad I didn't miss this experience. I'm glad I didn't miss this experience. Do you know what happens when we miss the experience? We get to come back and have the experience again. See how cool it is to be awake? And just choose. I choose to see. I choose to see. And who am I? And now I choose to be who I am in this experience. And in that process, we lift, and we lift the whole. It's a wonderful gift. And just like our country, you know, the dynamic energy that we just send out your light. You see, we're sending out the light every day. Our country's sending out the light every day. And that's why, you know, thousands and thousands of people try to get into this country every day. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect country, but we got some high ideals. We have high ideals about the individuals in this country, of who they are, and then we support them in that, supporting them in who they are. And like I said, it's a process. We're changing all the time. We're growing through dialogue, communication. A lot of times, you know, we make a choice to change or something. Has anyone ever felt guilty about their choice or second-guessed it? Oh gosh, there's just a multitude of hands up there. Yeah. But that's kind of like a human nature, do you see? That's human nature, but aren't we spiritual beings? So that's the whole key, the divine dip. I'm going to partner with God, I'm going to walk with God, you see? And so when these human nature memories come to the forefront, who do I think I am? I can't do this, you see? Or feeling guilty? There's a term called survivor's guilt. People survive some kind of traumatic experience where others might not survive it, and then they feel guilty about, well, why am I alive? You say? Or how about prosperity guilt? You say? Making a good living, making a lot of money, but then there's a bunch of people that are poor. And we might feel guilty about that. When we always have to remember that we are creating the experiences that are perfect for our soul, the individual soul. So though everyone's learning what they need to learn at the particular space-time sequence that they're in at that moment. So to allow them that, and that's where we can say, gosh, I'm glad I didn't choose that this lifetime. You see? Because we have been that before. We've had many, many lifetimes, and we've had many, many experiences. And as long as we stay awake and pay attention, we keep rising, transforming, transcending to an expanded level of awareness, a higher consciousness. Celebrating our choice, to talk about what we're doing and honor what we're doing. When we do that, we give others an opportunity to support us. Oh, well, that's really neat. And when we look at it like that, it's like we're giving people an opportunity to bless, you know. The thoughts that we hold about ourselves and our ability to be bigger, be greater, be less than, undeserving, it doesn't really matter. We're the creator, we're holding these thoughts. And we color our experiences with these thoughts. And so when we're awake, when we're paying attention, you know, if we need to learn something from a disease, poverty, limitation, well, don't you think it would behoove us to learn it as fast as we could? This is why, like Cindy, she'll say, give yourself a C and pass. You see it? We don't have to keep going around and around. We go round and round because we judge ourselves. Oh, I could do one more thing. You see? Just get what we should get. And then we can move on to a new experience. So honoring where we're at, okay, that's good. That was a great teacher. And we can all look back at our life, and we can all look at aspects of our life where we might have had some hard teachers, some uncomfortable teachers. We paid attention, and we moved on. And we look back in that saying, hindsight's 20/20, we go, yeah, that was pretty good. You know, that wasn't the end of the world when I went through that experience. We gleaned from it, and it made us more aware for where we are today. So, we are a self-fulfilling prophecy. Isn't that cool? They're not just in a book, they're in the mirror. We are a self-fulfilling prophecy. The thoughts that we hold unfold. We're creating as we go. We're coloring. And to know that. And so people talk to us, or we read books of, oh, this is all you have to do. Just change your thought. Change your life. Okay. Well, sounds like a no-brainer, doesn't it? Yeah. Woo. Well, it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done because we have all these memories and patterns within our subconscious and our whole matrix of being. So once we begin to pay attention, we will be revealed what we were to see. It will be shown to us what we missed. And then we'll go, oh, I get it. And we can move on. Like, have you ever made a choice in your life to change? And then it might have got a little rocky, and then you felt stuck or down. And then maybe a friend or someone came by and said something or did something to kind of give you a little nudge, a little lift. And what happens when people come and give us an encouraging word or do something good for us, supporting us where we're at that moment of time? It moves us out of our stuckness, and we get moving, our energy is going, and our spirit gets flowing. Our spirit gets flowing, and we quicken, and we rise out of that period of depression or whatever. So how important are our encouraging words and our gestures? You know, to say to people, you know, to say to someone, hey, I'm really proud of you for trying that. Or I honor you for trying that. Or you're an inspiration. You're an inspiration. This is the age of communication. And as we begin to share what we're experiencing and seeing from our brothers and sisters, you see, and then share it, talk about it, you don't know what you don't know. And sometimes people walk around with a smiley face, but they got a hurting heart. So we'll both begin to share. You know, I'm not feeling as great as I could. That opens up the door for us to maybe give encouragement, to give hope, to give hope. Because when we have hope, that's when we can take that next step. It's a very Aquarian principle. When we become hopeful, we begin to move. And you know, that's one thing about this country. This country is a beacon of hope, and that's why people want to come here. They want to come here because if they come here, they have hope that they can grow, change, maybe manifest their dream. Because where they're at, it's not happening. So to begin to look at, you know, the people that come to our country, to come to this country, how's that? We always take ownership. To come to this country, you know, this country is a country of immigrants. The only Native Americans, this is their property. We're a nation of immigrants. And to begin to honor people for coming. And we're in this process of growth and change and getting it all figured out right now. But as long as we keep that freedom of speech open and that dialogue clear, we can come to resolution. We can figure things out. We are the creator sons and daughters of God. You see, we begin to act and think and be that spiritual essence I am, instead of the human form I'm taking. And that's a cool way to look at life and to look at ourselves, because it's very freeing. It's very freeing. And the saying, you never know a man till you've walked 2 miles in his moccasins. You know, we don't know what anyone else is thinking. We barely know what we are. We barely are trying to figure out what we're to do with this lifetime, and yet we won't think anything of telling someone else what maybe they should do. You see? So to begin to just honor that. Wow, I honor the choice you're making. I don't understand it, but you're a child of God, and I'm going to support your choice. See? I'm going to know that your soul knows more about you than I know about you. And so I'm just going to love you and support you and say, yeah, God. And now I'm going to get back to me. And what was I going to do? And get on with that. And life would be a whole lot simpler, I think. There's one little YouTube video that Cindy showed me, and we've told a bunch of people about it. And it's about this. And there's a little 3-year-old girl in the back seat of the car, and she's trying to get her seatbelt buckled in her car seat and everything, and her dad's talking to her, and on and on and on. It's like, come on, she's answered for a while, but it's like, patience is running thin. So finally, he says something to her, you know, asking her some question, and she goes, "You worry about yourself. You worry about yourself." And I think that's the most profound statement. You see what I'm saying? And it's like when somebody tells us what we should do, you worry about yourself. You say, as we speak from our heart. But I think it's so neat. Up mouse babes. And life is simple. And if we gave 100% to who we are and what we came to do, we'd be done. It's because we haven't. Because we've been distracted. It's because we've been telling everybody else what they need to do. And so, in this age of communication and enlightenment and brotherhood and sisterhood and oneness, we all came to do that now. And so, like this week, after church today, when you're talking with somebody, tell somebody your dreams. Hey, I really want to do that. And when somebody's telling you your dreams, say, hey, I support you in doing that. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to put it in the basket. I'm going to give you $100. Go do it. You see? And as we begin to live life like this, we're living outside the box of our humanness. We're beginning to expand out into our spiritual identity, I am. It's who we are. We didn't come here just to become aware of our higher self. We came here to become our higher self. The love of God made manifest. And it's just opened up our heart and flowing. Let's go with Him. So as we close our eyes and just breathe, once again, just breathe with the intention of breathing in God's love. And ask to feel God's love. With each breath, feel that radiant love of God just moving through the cells of your body, the atoms, each particle of your being, filled with love, transformed as love. And just breathe, and as you breathe, feel your energy getting softer. And as your energy gets softer, you can feel the ability to expand even greater. you begin to understand that you have the ability to see yourself greater, to be greater, to know greater. So just breathe and feel that inner energy, I am. Your potential as a son, as a daughter of God. And if there's something that you're doing now that you might be second guessing, but you know it's good for your soul, in your heart, I want you to acknowledge it. This is good. This is good for me. I'm going to honor it. Turn my focus back to what I was guided to do and give it 100%. And as you look at your new choice, you might be planning something new. Just get a vision of that new choice. Acknowledge it. This is my new choice. I honor this. And I'm ready to share it with the world. Just breathe. And just infuse it with love. That high vibration of God's love, which will repel the naysayers of race consciousness, the limitations of man. As you breathe that love and just be that love, know that you draw to yourself now all of God's love to support you in your manifestation. Just breathe and feel the love and support of the universe flowing to you and through you now. Breathe and feel how good it is. How good you feel. The divine Son, the divine daughter of God, walking the planet as love. Manifesting love through my words, through my actions, through my being. Just breathe and feel your unique essence. Feel your vibration. Just breathe and feel your unique vibration now. This is your gift to the world. Know this vibration. Just breathe. Be still and know. Bring your consciousness back to your physical body. Feel your feet on the floor. Gently wiggle your toes and fingers. Gently open your eyes. Celebrating choice. Pretty cool choice, huh? Choose to celebrate yourself, your unique expression, and the unique expression of life. And so it is. Yay, God!